I'm Ray Michaels, 105.1 The Bull here at the Born and Raised Festival. Literally pull up in the car, come to the media tent, walk in, check in, and guess who's here? Cody Canada, from Cody Canada and Departed. Man, good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
He's looking around going, where you at, where you at? This 12 noon interview time I know is going to be tough here on a Friday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks for taking the time.
Oh, yeah, you got it. I had last night off, so we didn't get too crazy.
Oh, beautiful. That's awesome, man. Well, so much to talk about. We could go on here for hours, but we'll try to keep it short. For those who don't know, and there's probably some out here that are just discovering Cody Canada and The Departed, even though you guys have been around for a while, let's talk a little bit about the cross-Canadian ragweed deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing what you did right there and that with that band and that history there. Just a real quick story on that.
Well, Jeremy Plato and I, our bass player for The Departed, him and I started Ragweed. And him and I and Grady Cross and Randy Ragsdale, we started it in 2000. Sorry,
No, it's all right.
started it in 1994,
Wow.
and it ended in 2009, 2010. We worked ourselves a little too hard. We were doing 250 shows a year, and man, that'll burn anybody out, no matter what you're doing.
Right. Wow.
And unfortunately, it split. Everybody's still talking, so everything's good. But we jumped right from that into The Departed. Same songs, just when we were teenagers, we said if anything ever happened to Ragweed, we would not carry on the name without the original four members. And there's times that could have worked out for me, and there's times it didn't. But I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, right.
So we stuck with it. And The Departed's been going for about 15 years now. So I got 4 records with The Departed, a couple of live things. We got more live stuff coming out next year, more studio, more cover. I'm going to flood the market next year with this. In 2020, we built the studio, and we just started recording.
Yeah.
Old songs, brand new songs, cover songs, just as we were the band for other people. My wife has a School of Rock, so we were the band for a couple of kids. And, man, we're just busy.
Well, you already covered about half my questions I had there and all that, but you do so much. It was 2020 was a weird year for everybody, right? I was talking to Wade Bowen. They were doing the Wade's World thing.
Yeah.
You know, you build a studio, start doing all this recording.
We had to.
Yeah, right. You had to do something, right? If you're a creative person, you can't just be sitting around, right? You got to be creating music.
That and, my wife and I have been married 26 years, and most of those, about 15 of those years, I was on the road
Right.
without her, so you lock a person, you lock an artistic person indoors,
Yeah.
and it's going to drive somebody
It's
crazy.
dangerous. Isn't it?
I'm surprised everybody made it out, still married.
Yeah, right.
But we got it. Wade and I, Wade's my brother-in-law. He married my wife's sister.
Right.
So he did the Wade's World thing, and I did the studio, and
Yeah.
we just said we're surviving. I don't want to say we're survivalists. It sounds like we're like we're real badasses.
The
but-
boondocks somewhere
Yeah.
camping out.
But we had to adapt.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's phenomenal. And you're probably one of the greatest songwriters, out there doing this thing. And it's pretty cool, don't you think, to see how this Red Dirt Texas country thing has grown. And now we're in year 3 here of the Born and Raised Festival. I mean, did you guys have any idea this was going to get that big this
No.
fast?
No, and it took me a while to kind of accept the fact that it's not about getting older. It's just about, man, we were just a band.
Yeah, right.
And so a lot of folks give us we couldn't have done it if you guys didn't do it. But there was never really any. It wasn't like the only goal was just to get our music out there. Well, we weren't trying to do anything other than be heard. And luckily, it was something fresh and new to everybody. It wasn't fresh and new to us. It was just the same old song and dance. But
Right.
but luckily, everybody dug on it, and I'm very proud to say that I'm from Oklahoma and Texas, and very
Right.
very proud to say that I'm in this genre.
Well, it was kind of COVID that was, partly responsible for making it happen. People stuck at home, they're sharing music and all this stuff, and the whole thing just blew up,
Yeah.
and it's just crazy how that worked out.
And a lot of it too was not only me, but everybody was on Facebook
Yeah,
and Instagram singing songs and doing Zoom shows. And
Yeah. crazy.
when it all went down, I told my wife, I said, I feel bad. There's so many people that are suffering from all this. With death and people and their family dying, and then people out of jobs, and just. But for the music, for our music business, it helped us.
Yeah. No question about it. No doubt about it.
People didn't even know I was still playing music.
They thought the ragweed deal's over. He's not even around no more. What's this Canada stuff?
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think I do? Bought a boat and sailed the world?
Well, that's probably what some folks might have done, but
I'm still gonna do it.
yeah, right. Get that on the list. Well, real quick, you touched on a little bit this School of Rock thing. Tell everyone a little bit about that, and also too, what is this? You guys got an Oklahoma museum thing. What is all that about?
So the School of Rock thing, my son Dirks, he's 19, he's with me. I brought him to play some guitar today. Him and his brother Willie, they wanted to learn how to play guitar, but they didn't want to learn from Dad. Heartbreaking, but very.
Understand?
It happens, very very normal. And on top of that, I lost my voice. I used to smoke like 4 packs of cigarettes a day, and I started losing my voice. And at the same time, Dirks was wanting to learn how to play for somebody else. And I was like, well, let's look into School of Rock.
Yeah.
So I needed a backup plan because I didn't think I was going to be able to do this anymore.
Oh, right.
So simple trick, I just quit smoking. Got my voice back better than it was ever was. And then my wife really dove deep into the School of Rock. And it is a franchise, but there are rules. Like you can be a part of the franchise and go by everything they ask you to do.
Right.
Stay open 7 days a week, but we're Monday through Thursday. We're our own entity. We still do shows with School of Rock, but it starts at 6 years old, ends at 19. There's an adult program, but we don't do that.
Right.
We just do the kids stuff. Our first batch of the original students graduated in May,
All right.
and now they're working at the school.
Well, congratulations on that.
And we're opening a new one in Kyle, Texas in March, I believe.
Wow. Well, you're doing so many cool projects, and that is so awesome that that's happening. We got to talk music here real quick. This is already going long, and I apologize, but man, a lot to talk about. Mexican Sky, the song, the rebirth of it or whatever. I mean, that's pretty cool. Tell everyone about that.
So Mexican Sky is a song by Scott Evans, a friend of mine from Tulsa, Stillwater. I heard that song. I mean, that song's got to be 35 years old. I heard it in 94 when I was in Stillwater. And it really kind of set it up for, it was a wake-up call for me. It's like I need to, if I'm on a run with all these people, I need to start writing at least as halfway as good as Scott Evans. So I think Scott's here. I hope he is. I heard he was. So we cut that last minute on the live at Billy Bob's Ragweed in the studio, and we never did a studio version because the live version was so. Yeah, I'm bragging. I mean, we were on point, and this was our swilling Jägermeister days, and we were on point. And but I always want to do a studio version. Well, my boys Dirks and Willie have a band called Waves in April, and their lead singer Dirk sings, but he's like the screaming. And Elisha, she's the lead singer. It's like an Evanescence kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
And she really loved that song, and she told me that when she was like 13, and she's 21 now. So I told her, I was like, well, during 2020, I was like, well, let's cut it, and let's just make it a duet. I mean, it's already, any song can be a duet, really. But so we made it where it was, instead of, I mean, the story is, the real story of that song is she went to Mexico, Scott was missing her, and then she came home and said, I met a guy.
Uh-oh.
And so
Wow.
we really kind of turned it into just a couples fighting song. But man, it took us 4 years to get the guitar tones right. I'm not kidding. It was driving us crazy, but we finally did it. It's out, all 7 minutes of it, and I have a radio lady. And she said, nobody's going to play it.
Yeah, right.
I was like,
too long a song.
yeah, I was like, well, okay, well, I'm just going to promote it myself. And no offense to Tammy, she's a sweetheart. She's helped me for 20 years. But
She's awesome, yeah.
love her, but she said I really can't push this 7-minute song. So I just started calling people and saying, hey, if you know people that'll play this, please play it.
Yeah.
And so far, so good.
It's an amazing story. I guess it's the producer, songwriter in you here that you got to do 70 takes of a song or whatever it is.
I didn't used to be that. I was one of those guys that was like, well, that's good enough. Let's move on.
Yeah, right.
But now it's a single game. It's not an album game. So I'll overproduce.
Yeah.
A
Guy
song.
might as well get it right. It's going to be
Yeah.
a song. Yeah, it's all on that thing.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, let's tell everybody about some of the new music and, of course, where to find all the great Cody Canada and the Departed stuff.
Man, it's kind of scattered about. It's all on every platform you can think of, but I mean, it's under my name. It's under my name of The Departed. It's under Ragweed. It's kind of scattered about. My wife is actually gathering it all up right now and putting it all in one spot, so it's easy to find. New music. The next song that we have after Mexican Sky is called Leveland. It's a song by James McMurtry. My buddy BJ Barham from American Aquarium did 2 cover records, and it really got me off my ass. I was like, I said to him, I've been wanting to do that, and he goes, well, why haven't you?
Yeah. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, so we started cutting songs, from country songs to rock songs, and so we got Grateful Dead, Tom Petty,
Oh, nice.
all kinds of stuff that's in the can. We just haven't released it, but that's the next one. And then after that's a song called Paper Moon that's original, and then I want to dump some live stuff on everybody.
Wow. Amazing. Well, congratulations on everything,
Thank you,
man.
man.
Thank you so much for taking the time. It's such a great story, and I'm sorry we had to rush around here and just got to put this together in the media tent. I apologize for that.
I'm definitely not in a rush kind of person, so it's all good.
Well, thank you so much. Well, if you don't know, most of you do, but if you don't, you got to check it out. One of the greatest, most talented guys, bands on the planet. Cody, Canada, and The Departed. I'm Ray Michaels here at the Born and Raised Festival for 105.1 The Bull.